The I would try to record these sessions, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to record everything because it takes very long time for me to convert the video, because the video has to be converted. It's not like can be uploaded directly, and if it's successful, then I'll upload it to YouTube. So again, don't rely on the uploads or any of those trainings upload on YouTube. I would request you to just follow these classes, in the class itself, and any questions, you can ask. Um, Also, after the training is done, these are the steps that you should do. Complete everything that is covered in the class. That should be your first priority. Okay, and it's very important that you do it before you come to your next class, because the level of difficulty would increase as the class goes. So if you have not covered everything, in your previous class, you would lag behind. Okay. Um, if you have any additional questions, any additional documentations, obviously you can reach out on my email address, riteshgarg@yahoo.com. You all have my email address. So you can always ask me questions. But if you need any additional documentation, these are the three websites that I would talk about: otn.oracle.com, and I'll show you in a minute how the otn.oracle.com. You can go forums.oracle.com and asktom.oracle.com. Okay. Um, the these this file that I'm showing you right now, I'm gonna send it to you after the class, to everyone in this class, so that they can practice it and they can see it as you go along. However, you can still take your notes, okay, either on a pen and paper, or you can put it on your laptop. Either way you're comfortable with. But I'll be sending you this whole sequel, and it has got all the commands, everything that I'll be covering right here. Now this holds true for SQL and PL SQL, but for the forms and reports it will be more hands-on. So even though whatever forms and reports that I'll be building, I can send it to you, but I mean, you will also be building your forms and reports things. Okay. Regarding the installation, I think my assumption is everybody has installed it correctly and have the demo build also run. Basically, what demo build does is it creates a set of these tables: EMP, department, bonus, sal grade, and a dummy table. So these and insert some data in it, and we'll go into it, what is there in these tables and how we use it. Okay. So the steps were like to install the database, remember the system, create the user ID Scott, and then run the demo build. So anybody who has not run the demo build, can do now. It doesn't take too long. Is there anyone in this session who has not run the demo build? Riyanka, you have not done it. Is that what you mean? Okay. Um, okay, how to run the demo build. So the demo build is, again, let me open up the installation document that I have right here. Okay. Yeah, you were to install only Express Edition and not the Standard Edition. I hope everybody has done that. These are the steps to run the demo build, and demo build.sql file is right here. Follow the create table. So create user Scott identified by Tiger. So you have to actually connect with the system user. So when you go to all programs and go to Oracle XE database Express Edition, you will see a run SQL command line. When you click on it, okay, you can type connect system and password, whatever the password you have given during the installation. And after that, what you have to do is let's say you have saved this file, demo build.sql in your C drive. Okay, I can try and do that. Let's say my C drive is right here. I can just drag and drop this in my, C drive. Okay, so I saved it, and then all I have to do is just to, you know, I'm sorry. So after that, I have to follow these steps like create user Scott identified by Tiger, grant connect resource to Scott, connect Scott Tiger, and then at the rate, demo build.sql. So I've already made the connection, user ID. So connect Scott Tiger and then at the rate. I'll try this again. Okay, sometimes it gives that you don't have permissions. So let's say I saved it in my documents, which will be right here. And then run at the rate. Okay, so it will install it and then it will close out. And that's how it will go work.
Hello, hi Ritesh.
Yes.
Actually, I saved in my documents, but still, if I run the command, it says unable to open file.
Um, you have to change the path. So right now, like I've given the path as like, you know,
Oh, okay, okay,
yeah,
okay.
you have to give the
Yeah,
path
sure.
like this.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so Riyanka, you're having an error in the TNS destination unreachable. So let's talk about that also, in a minute. But who else have not installed the demo build or having any connection issue? So for now, what you can do is go to all programs, 11G Express Edition, and run SQL command line, and type in here connect system and your password, which is whatever the password you gave during the installation. Sreshna, let me look at your machine. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'll make you the presenter, and you can share your screen and let me have a look. What you have installed. Shreya, I've unmute you. Can you?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Ritesh, I was like, which one to install?
Can you share your screen and let me know what your question is actually, which by and what you have downloaded and what you're installing?
No, I haven't downloaded anything. I was just thinking which one to download from. Like it says like it doesn't work on Windows x64. So that
No,
is
it
why I
does
was.
work. People have, like, even though it says it doesn't work on 64-bit, Microsoft Windows is compatible. I mean, this Oracle still works on 64-bit. The reason is because 64-bit can also install 32-bit of, softwares.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's why I had put it in my instructions to install both for 64-bit and 32-bit.
Right. So mine is Windows 8, so it will install on that one too, right?
Yes, it should install on that one too. People have installed it.
Okay.
And again, the installation is like, Express Edition is the one that you have to install.
Yeah, that is the one I was trying to
Here.
do. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Riyanka, you're getting a TNS destination error. Okay, so one more thing that everybody has to do here is to do the setup. So the way to go here is go to the control panel. Okay, go to control panel, system and security, and administrative tools. Okay, again control panel, system and security, and administrative tools. And under that you would see something called as services. So go ahead and open the services. So you will see a screen like this. Okay. Um, so click on anywhere and then press O for Oracle. Okay. And and you would see like there are two services, Oracle Service XE and Oracle XE TS Listener. Okay, these two services should be in the started state. Only then you can run your database, or you can run your SQL commands. Okay. What I've done is I've set it as manual. If you want to change you can go to the properties and you can set it as manual, or you can do it automatic. Automatic means like as soon as you start, your Windows machine, your database will start automatically. So it's up to you if you want to set it to manual and then click OK. But thing is, like, you can just right click and then do a start because it's already started. So I can only stop or restart this. And the other one is TNS listener. Okay. Another connection information about the Oracle is the network admin. Let me show you actually. So I have installed my XE under this drive. Okay, Oracle XE, C drive, Oracle XE. Okay, under that I have a folder called app. Under that there's a folder called product. If I expand product, I'll see 11.2.0, then server. Okay, if I expand that, there's a folder called network and admin. Okay, and let me send you the path. Your path would be something similar, but it may vary a little bit depending on what you have installed or where you have installed it. Here's a path. May I know who is this administrator in this? Who's with the name administrator in this class?
I think I'm not sure. One second.
There's somebody with the name administrator.
Me? Yeah, me. It's Miraj.
Okay,
How to change that?
that's fine. You can do it later then.
Okay.
Okay. So under this network admin, you would also see there are two files, listener.ora and tnsnames.ora. And let me talk a little bit about this. So listener.ora, has your machine name right here in the listener description list. You will see a host, and that will be your computer name. Okay, everybody has different computer names, and that is fine, but your computer name will be listed here. Okay. And second is tnsnames.ora, okay, which also has the XE connection, XE, description, address, protocol as TCP, host is again the computer name, okay, port is 1521, everything else can be left default, but host name is the computer name, okay. So this file is very important, tnsnames.ora. When you actually go on to work or actual client site, they will give you this information that okay, what is the database name, which is the service name here. XE is the database name. Okay, they will give you the host name, which is like GURG5, which is your computer name because it's installed locally, and then the port name, port number. Okay, so these three information is required for making connection to any database. Okay, the host name, the port, and the database name. Okay, so whenever they'll ask you to connect to the database, all you have to do is like you can make a copy of this, paste it, and I'll show you an example right here. Like let's say they're calling their database as dev, and then they'll say that okay, host can be an IP address or it can be anything. So I'll say just 10.2.4.220, something like that. Okay, a port number can be like okay, they'll say that okay, 1530 is there and database name is dev, something like this. Okay, so it can be service name or it can also be SID, system identifier. Okay, so this is how the TNS name is used. Okay, however, because we have installed this locally, we have to tell the computer what IP address to be used for this computer name, right? Your machine name. Okay, so to do that, any questions about the TNS names or listener.ora? Anybody? No? Okay. So next we'll do is we'll go to our C drive, okay, and configure that IP address where it has to go. So C drive, Windows, system 32, drivers, and there should be a folder called etc. Okay. Um, so Silatha, you can see this file in your computer where you have installed your Oracle database. Okay. So and again the path is network admin. Okay, wherever like Oracle product server network admin. Okay. And we'll be touching this file like over and over again, like during the course of this Oracle training. Okay, so next is we have to go to C drive, C Windows drivers etc folder. Okay, everybody could go it, because I think in Windows 64-bit machine, I think it's Windows or sys wow. I think it's Windows wow or wow 32 6432. I think something like that. I think there's a folder called wow or Windows 6432. There's some slight difference in the machines, but everybody could go to this folder. Let me know if somebody has not been able to find this folder. See Windows System 32 drivers etc. Okay, and there is a file called hosts in there. Salita, you could not find it. What's the folder structure you have then? Let me make you the presenter. And can you share your screen, Salita?
Hello Ritesh, I'm using other computer. I'm using iPad for class.
Okay. Can you not connect from that computer where you're?
Okay.
Yeah, because it's difficult otherwise for me to look at the problem.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try.
Okay, so next step is go to the host file. Is anybody else having difficulty in finding the host file? Okay. So Riyanka, you want me to look at yours and then okay. So let me look at Miraj. I'll look at yours one first. Can you share your screen? Okay. Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay.
So can you go to your Windows folder?
Yeah.
So your question is you're unable to find
Yeah, because I haven't download. Mine is not successfully downloaded. So will I be able to view all these folders or not? Because
no.
I just saw
You
that's the
you
reason why I can't see.
yeah, you cannot see your but at least you can see your Windows System 32 folder.
Okay. So what Windows? Not, what is the path? Just
I sent you the path.
okay. One sec. Let me.
No, you have to go to your Windows Explorer.
Yeah. I did went there, but it.
Yeah, go to your C drive in Windows.
Yeah, I'm just trying.
You have to press
Again?
enter. You have to press enter.
One sec. It's taking me there, so even though I press enter.
Show me again. Yeah, press enter.
See?
No, you're doing an escape or something before that.
No. I'm just pressing it enter.
Okay, go to C drive. Expand your C drive.
Okay, one sec. No, it's not.
Go to your C drive and expand it. Go
Yeah.
to Windows. Go to System 32.
Under the drivers, right?
Yeah.
Then under drivers, where I need to?
etc. Folder etc.
Host. Yeah.
Yeah. So you could find it, right?
Yeah, I could find it.
Okay. Priyanka, were you able to find it yet or no? Hello, Sachin.
Hi, hello, this is Riyanka.
Yep.
I have those files, but my TNS names is not like yours, so that's why I think it's not able to connect to my database.
No. There is some setup that you need to do, but were you able to go to the C Windows System 32 Windows, right?
Yeah.
So that's what my question was. May I know who is Sachin Paudel here in this session?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Sachin.
This is Sachin.
Yeah. Were you registered because your name was not given to me?
Yeah, Sachindra actually. It's registered like Sachindra.
Okay. Got it. Fine.
Yes.
Okay, so when you go to the host folder, first thing you go is right click on it and go to the properties. Okay, we have to edit this file, host.file, and click on the security. Okay, and you will see that full control is not unchecked in your case. Okay, everybody, I mean, this is for everyone. So system, right click on your host file, and you will see that, under security tab, you will not have full control. So click on the edit button and click onto your username, your user ID, or say users, and then, click on the checkbox right here, full control. Okay. Everybody could do it?
Yeah.
Okay. So once that is done, right click on it and then, or actually you can just double click on it and open it with Notepad.
Do we need to apply and then press OK?
Yes. Yeah. Click on apply and then click OK.
And then we need to double click the host.
Right. Double click on the host and open with Notepad.
Okay.
And make this entry.
Pardon?
And make an entry like this, 127. Make an entry like this. Garg5 is my computer name. So whatever is your computer name, put your computer name rather than, a Garg5 here. IP address will remain the 127.0.0.1. Okay, and make sure there's no hash in front of it. It should be just a new entry right here.
So if there is a hash, what we need to do then?
You don't need a hash. Just make a new entry.
Okay.
Just make a new entry which has no blank space, before that, nothing. Just put 127, like you can see in my screen. Okay, and then you can save it and close it. Okay, after that just save and close it. All right, everybody has done it? Okay, great. So next is again go to the services. Okay, and in your administrative tools.
Ritesh?
Yes.
Actually, I'm trying to save it, so it says that you don't have permissions to save it.
Right. So that's why you have to do the permissions, like go to the properties, security tab, edit, and
Yeah, I did
check this
that. Full
condition.
control, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you check it again? Do you still have full control there? Because maybe you have to click on apply and then click on OK.
Okay, I'll just right click on the host file, properties, security,
Yeah.
users,
Click on
Riyanka
edit.
Dev.
Click on edit button
Yeah.
and then users,
So users. Oh, okay.
full control, and then apply and OK.
In my notepad, I can't see whatever was it in your notepad. It's completely different in mine, but the IP address is same. 127.0.0.1.
Yes. All you have to do is just make a new entry. You don't have to compare the file, what I have. That's okay.
Just I need to remove the hash, that's it, right?
No. You have to put IP address and your computer name. Please listen what I'm saying clearly. Okay. I'm saying put the IP address. Okay. No hash in between. In front of it. IP address, space, and your computer name. That's it. And if you don't know your computer name, you can right click on your C drive.
And what about the IP address? Where I can get the IP address?
Your IP address is 127.0.0.1 only. That's your local ping. Okay, local address. And if you don't know your computer name, you can right click on your computer and you can see your computer name, like whatever is it. Okay. All right. So after this, once this is done, go back to your administrative tool, TNS listener, and then just restart it. You can just click on the restart here and let it restart. Okay. So Riyanka, you were not able to connect previously. Maybe you can try now and see if you're able to connect.
Okay, I'll just check.
And to test your connections, go to all programs, Oracle Database 11G Express Edition, run SQL command line, and then press like connect system, password, connect Scott Tiger as a password. You should be able to make that connection.
Still it says, should I close the first window and then again log into run SQL?
Yeah, just try that, please.
Okay.
And you did restart your TNS listener, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
No, it still says TNS destination host unreachable.
Okay. Let me make you the presenter and see your screen, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you made this. You have saved it, and can you close this
Okay.
host.file? Okay. And let's
Should
go
I
to your
again?
SQL. Okay, just running. Um, okay, let me try something here. Let me check. Can you click on the Windows folder Explorer?
Windows folder.
Here.
The etc folder.
Yeah, yeah, not the etc folder, but I want to go to the network admin.
Oh, okay. Just
Okay. Um, can you double click on listener.ora file and open it? Okay, so your host name is actually, I don't know why it took it, but it took it as 192.168.1.100, right?
oh,
Can you
yeah,
change that to Riyanka Dio, your computer name?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, save it. And you can close this.
Same
Oh, okay.
save.
So maybe go back to the folder and then do that same, right click on it and security setting.
Okay. The whole admin folder.
No, just do it on, okay, go do it for the admin folder. Maybe it will do it for all the files. Yep, click on apply and okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
it's
okay.
already.
Just check for this file also, the properties. No, you don't have full control. So
One more thing, where can I find this Oracle listener and that TRS listener? Can't
after you
find.
install it, it will be under the file like product 11.2.0 or database network admin.
Okay.
It has full control.
Are you sure? I mean, just check it one more time because I didn't see it.
Yeah, because it's freezed.
Okay, here it is showing it. Okay, that's fine. Click on and then try and edit that.
No, it's not allowing. I'll just say yes.
Yeah.
No, but still.
Okay. I think there's still something with the security setting there you're having.
Okay, I'll just keep checking what's there in this.
Yeah, but that is what the problem is. But just give it a try. Okay, who else is having connection problem right now? Everybody else is able to make the connection. I'll check with everyone, like administrator, which is I think
Miraj, no, I
Miraj,
don't. I was unable to do anything
install.
because yeah, main installation is not completed, so nothing. Just I did check the system 32 Windows. That's it.
Okay, I'll work with you after the class then.
Okay.
Anita, were you able to install and make the connection? Okay. Jyoti, how about you? And Anita, I'm also assuming you've created the demo build, right? Okay. How about Jyoti?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with everything.
Okay. Sachin, how about you?
I'm getting there. I was a little late, but I'm catching up.
Okay. So where are you right now? I mean, were you able to make the connections or?
Yeah, I was trying to change the settings right now to
Um,
full control.
okay. Yeah, let me know once
Okay,
you made a
I'll
connection.
let you know.
Okay.
I'll let you
And
know.
and what about demo build? Have you installed demo build database?
No, I have not.
Okay. Okay. Can you do that and let me know?
Okay, I'll do that.
Sarabna?
Yes, I could get connected, but I couldn't start. I couldn't get the demo build done because it has some problems with the SQL developer.
Um, you don't necessarily have to go to SQL developer. What you can do is like go to under the 11G Express edition, just click on the run SQL command line
Okay.
and then just connect with system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Follow these 4 steps right here, like create
Okay.
user Scott identified by Tiger,
Okay,
run.
I'll try that one more
Yeah,
time.
yeah, these 4, and you have to like connect this demo build. You have to save this file locally first and then run this.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah, can you do that and confirm me?
Yes, sure.
Shrestha, okay, you're still installing it. Okay.
Ritesh,
Yes.
that listener file was saved,
Okay.
and again I tried to connect, but it still says
Yeah.
destination host unreachable.
Right. Right. So not only that you have to modify your listener, but also your um, tnsnames.ora file. There are 2 files.
Okay,
Yeah. So
so
in tnsnames.ora, it should be the same issue.
but
And
it's completely like different from yours. Can you just check?
what the TNS names?
Yeah.
Okay, let me make you the presenter. Oh, you don't have that. That's kind of weird. Um, okay, let me
Should I
send
make a
you.
new one?
Let me send you mine. What's there in my. Maybe during installation it failed something.
Okay.
Usually it does.
Can you also email the SQL dump file because I'm not able to open it through the Word document.
You have to open it through Notepad, not through a Word
Oh,
document. Yeah.
okay.
It's a .SQL file, so through Notepad you should be able to open it. Okay, go ahead and save it. You have to do the same security setting for this file also. And after that, once you're done with this, you have to restart your TNS listener
Mm-hmm.
before you try and make a connection. We are still getting that error, TNS
Yeah, I
destination.
don't know. Some problem with this setup, I guess.
Can you open your command line? Just do Windows R and then your CMD, and here type TNS ping, TNSPING space and XE, enter. It's able to connect. It says connection is okay. TNS destination. Okay. Go back to your Windows folder again. And can you open the SQLnet.ora file? Yeah, this looks fine. Okay, do one thing.
Mm-hmm.
In your SQLnet.ora, again, you have to do the same security setting, but change it to this SQLnet authentication and none. Instead of NTS, put none
Okay.
and try. And again, restart your listener.
No.
Okay, I'll look into your machine after the class then.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Okay, anybody else have any question, any difficulty? Sachin and Sresha, let me know once you're done. Okay. So, I'll start with the class now. And, the tool that I'm using here is SQL Tools. Sresha, I mean, if you're having installation issue, I can look at it after the class, okay? All right. So, I'll continue with the class. Again, where I was talking about is like complete everything, the course that has been done in the class, and then for additional documentation, please go to otn.oracle.com. And everybody, please mute your mic so that it does not cause disturbance. I still see some, hear some background noise. Okay. So for our additional documentation, you can go to otn.oracle.com, and I can show you this website. This is Oracle. OTN stands for Oracle Technology Network, and this is where like Oracle publish all its every technical information that they have. It talks about the product, solutions, downloads. You can also download database like right from here. This was the URL that I had initially sent you guys. Okay, so for the Oracle documentation or any kind of additional information that you would need, you can go to the support and product documentation. So when you click on the support product documentation, all the product documentation for every product that they have will be listed here. So let's say we are on 11G release 2, you can click on here, and it gives you option. Either you can download it, which is like zip file here, or which you don't need to. You can just click on here and it will open up in your web browser itself. So the documentation is, you can do a very good search right here, very similar to Google search, or you can also refer some books right here, like SQL language reference. So all the SQL commands or SQL books can be viewed from here. Okay, so let's say I want to search on select. I can just type in select here, and I have an option, either entire library or this book, and search on the commands and see like, okay, whether I have to check in the concepts book, or they could be, if there's another, it's like concepts or SQL language reference, on what book that we want to check it. So let's say I want to click on this one, this section on the select list. So this gives me all the information, whatever additional information that I'm looking for. So Oracle documentation is a very good source. I mean, it's a documentation obviously provided by Oracle, so it will have all the information that you would need about the database. But again, you don't need to learn everything. Oracle is too vast. So like I said, complete everything in class, and any additional questions that you have, you can go to the Oracle documentation on otn.oracle.com. Okay. Another good site is forums.oracle.com, and let me talk about this. So when you go to forums.oracle.com, you can actually ask questions, or if somebody have asked questions, you can always search on those. So let's say I want to search on let's say Oracle Forms as an example. Spelling mistakes here. Okay, so Oracle Forms, I mean, it has got, somebody has asked a question on this. You can search any questions, and you can even ask questions. It's a free forum, free website. You can ask as questions as you like. As many questions, there's no restrictions, there's no charge, it's free. Okay, and Oracle employees are also, answer a lot of these questions. The other website is asktom.oracle.com. Ask Tom is a publisher of a lot of Oracle books. Oracle One-on-One is a very famous book from Tom Kite. And he has this website called asktom.oracle.com. So You can search on any questions, like let's say you want to search on something, performance, query, just as an example. I can do a search, or I can, like, the topmost topics that they have, in consideration will also be listed here. So again, let's say, I search on the database link and it will have like a lot of information in here. You can read through it, or you can also ask a question. Again, it's free, there's no charge on it. Okay. So these are good resources that you can do for additional learning. Okay. All right. So let's talk about Oracle. What is Oracle? Okay, Oracle stands for RDBMS, which is Relational Database Management System. Prior to RDBMS, the other databases were like file system database. An example is like Fox Pro. Okay, or there were also hierarchical databases. Okay, in the file system, the data was stored as files and not as, like, table structure or anything. So whatever is there in the file, will be read through it, and it's dealing with a lot of files. Mainframe systems also uses, like, more like a file system databases, and it has its own drawbacks, or not as efficient as RDBMS. RDBMS, Oracle was started by Larry Ellison. Okay, he started on a CIA project, where the requirement is to build an RDBMS, or build a simple English-like language, query language. So that's why the word SQL was termed, because SQL was, it used to be called as SQUEL, and then it turned as SQL. Okay, SQL was SEQUL is simple English-like query language. Okay, that's what SQL means. So Larry Ellison was given this project, and he used a white paper from E.F. Codd. He was an IBM scientist, and he developed RDBMS. In 2 years, the project got scrapped, and he released a commercial version of Oracle database, and that's how the Oracle came into the market. And it's the most leading database out of all the other databases. Like, the competitors are Microsoft SQL Server, Ingress, and there are several other databases. There are a few free versions also, like MySQL is a free version. And then there is MariaDB. There's another, these are all open source databases which are like free and easy to develop. So okay, so this is what the background of Oracle is. And again, the steps was like, after the Oracle installation, system and sys users are created by default. Okay, and this will have all the system level or the database level information. We should never do any creation of any tables or any transactions in these tables, in these user IDs, system and sys. So that's why we have to create a new user called Scott. Give a password as like Tiger. Okay, that's how the command is: create user Scott identified by Tiger. And then we have to give this this connection privilege and the resource privilege to the user Scott. Okay, so that's why we have grant, connect, and resource to Scott. And after that, we can make a connection to Scott with the password Tiger, and we run our demo build SQL file. Okay, right. Okay, so any questions thus far? All right. So before we talk about the data types and all these information, let's look at like what we created the table. The tool that I'm using here, I mean, as you can see, it's called actually as SQL Tools. .5. I mean, I have 1.6 version, but it's a beta version. But 1.5 is a stable version. and if you can go to SQLtools.net, you can do a free download of this. There's a free license. There's no there's no limitation, or there's no license fee for this tool. I really like this tool, but it's up to you. If you want to stick to SQL Developer, that's also fine. You want to do it simple command line by using SQL tool, that is also fine. Okay. The reason why I like the SQL tools is because I can do a block select, and let me show you. If I do Control Q and V, I can just type multiple words. This is, and it becomes very handy, like at times. I can also do a copy paste, or I can just, let's say I want to copy it right here and then paste it right here. So it's like a block select and paste. And I can connect to the database, and I can run my commands like straight into my SQL. So it's both an editor as well as editor, as well as I can run my commands to the SQL. So I connected by session connect, and if you are interested, you can talk to me later on about SQL tools. Okay, so let's begin with our commands, with our tables. So select star from EMP. Okay, if we look at the values here, there are like 14 records. Okay, employee number, employee name, which is e-name, job, manager, hire date, salary, commission, department number. Okay, and then there's another table called department. Okay, which has got department information 10, 20, 30, 40, and it's got department name and location, and within this table. So these tables have been created as part of the demo build, and it's available to the user, Scott. Okay, username and schema name are the same. So if I say schema is Scott or the user is Scott, it means one and the same thing. Okay, in Oracle world. So these would be the two tables that we will be using mainly. Select star from EMP and department. And if you want to look at the structure here, you can either use demo build.sql, or but these are the columns. Okay, employee number, it's of type number, 4,0. 4 means up to four digits, and 0 means the precision, like after decimal places, how many digits you want to store. Because it's an employee number, it will be a whole number, so that's why precision is 0. But whereas in the salary or the commission, it can go up to say 99 cents, or $1,000 and 88 cents, something like that. So up to 2 decimal places number can be stored in these two columns. That's why we have number, we have varchar, and date. So coming back to the different data types, we have number. We also have like a family of, a subfamily of all these data types, which are integer, PLS integer, binary integer, available, but usually we use number. Okay, varchar2 or varchar2, however you want to pronounce it. Then there's a char, and then date. Okay, these are the 4 basic data types that are used. The difference between varchar and char is they both are used for storing strings, like names or company name or whatever. The difference is char will actually fill up the spaces by blanks. Okay, so let's say even if I have char 20, okay, and I want to store the name as Smith, the database will have only 5 characters as Smith, and rest 15 will have 15 blank spaces in it. So that's why you're actually occupying, regardless how much data you're storing, you're still occupying the same space. Varchar 20 will not store blank spaces. It will store only as much as being used. So if we store only Smith, then it will store only 5 bytes for that information, not 20 bytes like char would. So it's always efficient or better to use varchar 2. Okay. All right, so let's look at some simple queries. I mean, we did select star from department, select star from EMP. The syntax are always like this: select, the column names, and from, then the table name. Okay. So select employee number, e-name, salary. We can also do some mathematical operations like salary into 12. Okay, and we can give an alias name, annual salary. And let me show you like how it looks like. So if I execute this, it gives me only those specific columns: employee number, e-name, salary, and annual salary is like 9,600, which is like 12 times of 800. So this is the data. If I don't annual salary as the if I don't put the alias name, then you can see that the column name is salary into 12. So whatever I type here would become the column heading for that column. If I want to do a blank space in it, I can put it in double quotes like the alias name, and this is the example. It's the same query, but I just have a space in the column alias, so it's called as annual space salary. Okay. We can also concatenate this data, like select employee number, concatenate with a hyphen, and let me show you the output of this. So employee number 7369 Smith 20. This is the employee data 1000 clerk. So what I've done is I've concatenated three groups of information: employee number, hyphen employee name, hyphen department number, and then the next column is like a hard-coded value. This is the employee data, which repeats itself for every column. And then 1000 is again a hard-coded value. Okay, it's a constant value. It repeats everything for every column. And then another column called job. Okay, so why don't you try this queries on your machine and let me know if you have any questions right here. Go ahead and try it. Let me know once you're successful so that I can move on. Anybody who has successfully ran these commands? Okay, Jyoti, you done. That's good. Anybody else? Okay, good. Sarabna, you're done. That's good. Who else? Anybody else? Anybody who's in the process, or I can move on? Okay, only two people, so I'll move on. We're going to do it. And that's why it's important that, hands-on is very essential, for this class, for you guys to understand. How about Anita, Sai?
I'm getting an error at line 1. It's saying, hello, this is Anita.
Okay. You want to share your screen? Let me make it a presenter.
Yeah. Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, I can.
So I have typed here.
Yeah, there should not be a comma after salary into 12.
Oh, over here.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, there should be just a blank space.
Oh, okay. Okay, so what I should do is, no. Okay, so I can go back and here.
Delete this.
Oops. 12. Okay.
Yep.
Is it
Press
right
enter.
now?
Yep, there you go.
Okay.
Okay, so anybody has questions? So, Anita, can you unmute?
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, please mute.
Okay. I'll mute.
Okay. So like I said, I mean, we can do, calculations, mathematical calculations, and provide an alias name to the column. Or we can, do concatenation with the strings and so on. So let's look at some of the keywords, like right here. I mean, the constant values would repeat itself, and that's the very key of of any select statement. So an example is like right here, select employee name, and then works in department is like after a comma I'm putting a works in department. So it's like it's like a next column. So Smith works in department 20, Alan works in department 30. So so any constant value will repeat itself. If you want to concatenate it, then it's a concatenation. So it's like a like a word or a string that you're writing. So it will be a combined string saying Smith works in department 20, Alan works in department 30, and so on. So it's so whether you want to concatenate it or keep it as a separate column or something, you can. Or Orca provides the ability to do that. Let's look at the keyword called distinct. So select department number from employee. Let's say when I'm selecting only one column, I see all the information right here, but every information is like kind of repeating because there are 14 rows in the employee table, and the department numbers are getting obviously repeated because all there are common departments between various employees. Now, if I want to look at only unique values in this column, there's a keyword called distinct. So select distinct department number from employee. Okay, this is how I can write it. And as you can see, as soon as I do it, I can see 30, 20, and 10. So it basically it eliminates any of the duplicates from the output and displays only the distinct values. If I want to do a distinct of combination of value, like select distinct department number comma job from employee, so now it gives a combination of the two columns. Okay, so an example is right here, like 20, excuse me, 20 clerk, 30 salesman, 20 manager. So these are the unique combination. And again, because 9 rows are returned, because there are 9 distinct values, and remember there were 14 records in the employee table. So the rest 5 records are not coming because we are using only distinct value right here. Okay. If you would want to try it, you can try it right here. These queries. Distinct is again for the uniqueness of the number of columns. It can be any number of columns after the distinct. I can also write distinct job from employee like this. Okay. I'll move on to the next command, which is the where condition or the filter condition. So select star from employee where salary is greater than 1000, and now it's a filter condition. So the syntax goes, after you have done select command from employee, there's a where condition where salary is greater than 1000 and job is equal to clerk. Okay, if I execute this command, I can get only where these two criteria would meet. Salary is greater than 1000 and job is greater than clerk. Okay. If I write this query like this, select star from employee. Let me make it like this. So select star from employee where job is equal to clerk or job is equal to salesman and salary is greater than 1000. Right. So let's say if I execute this query right here, I get 8 records. And as you can see, job is either clerk or salesman and salary should be greater than 1000. Okay. That's what I want to do. But I can see, like, the clerk, this guy is a clerk and his salary is less than 800. I mean, it's less than 1000, which is 800. But still, we are able to get this in the output. Can anybody tell me what is wrong with this query, that I'm getting a clerk whose salary is less than 1000 also? or condition is right here, like job is equal to clerk or job is equal to salesman, and salary is greater than 1000, right? So I want to write this query, okay? But in my output, I'm getting salesman and clerk, like right here, salesman and clerk, okay? But salary, I said, is salary should be greater than 1000, but I see salary is greater, is less than 1000 also, like 800 here, 950 here, rest all are fine, but why am I getting these two extra rows of
Because
information?
because the salesman is just salary is greater than 1000 is just considering for the salesman, because it's not in the bracket, it's excluding the clerk bit, job is equal to clerk. He's not taking for he's not considering the clerk item job
Correct.
greater than 1000, only it's considering the salesman because it's just next to the sal.
Excellent. Okay, so that's the correct answer. Whenever the OR condition applies, the AND condition takes precedence over the OR condition. So the AND condition would apply first. So AND will be applied only on the job is equal to salesman. And so this is one condition right here, and this is the other condition right here. That's how Oracle would interpret that. That's why you will get all the clerks, but only the salesman which has got salary is greater than 1000. So that's how the Oracle will. But if we were to do it the correct way, this is how we will write select star from employee, where job is equal to clerk or job is equal to salesman and salary is greater than 1000. So if I query this, remember previously the query is giving me 8 records and now it's giving me 6 records, which is the correct records. So putting in the brackets in the right place by eliminating like the OR conditions, is the right way of doing it. Okay. All right. Next condition is the between clause. Okay. Select star from employee where salary is between 1100 and 1600. Okay. This is an example here. And if we run the query, it's giving me 6 records. And remember these two 1100 and 1600, they are inclusive. So if anybody's salary is equal to 1100, which is here Adams, and anybody's salary which is equal to 1600, which is right here Alan, are also included. They are not excluded. So whenever we write select star from employee where salary between 1100 and 1600, you will get all the employees between these two salaries. Between clause can also be used for other data types, like select star from employee where hire date between 01st January 1981 to 31st December 1981, and this is where it is. So there are 10 employees who were hired between 1st January 81 to 31st December 81. This is a query right here. We'll talk about dates a little later, but this is how you can basically write it in your SQL queries. Okay. We can also use for varchar values also, like select star from employee where e name between A and N. Okay, and query looks like this. Example is right here. So anybody whose name is between A and N would be shown up here. Okay. So just a question, if I put it as M, you can see that there are people like Martin, Miller, right? Also inclusive here. So if I put instead of N, if I put it as M, will I get these names or not? Okay, so let's see. If I do that query, I don't get names with Martin and Miller, even though I've included as M. Anybody who can give me an answer why those records are not coming? Anyone? Okay. The answer is simple because Miller or Martin, it has got extra characters after M. Okay, so it falls outside the range of M. Okay, because if anybody is equal to M is just M. I mean, if somebody's name is just M, then it would have been inclusive. But because it has got extra characters in it, so the ASCII value of this would be much higher than just M. So that's why it falls out of range. So that's why if somebody is equal to you can get the names only where it is between A and N for the M, Martin and Miller to be inclusive. Okay. Um, and let's talk about how these bytes mean, or how these bits are stored. So anybody knows this concept? What is one byte, and it has got 8 bits. Um, does everybody knows what a byte is? It's a computer language concept. Okay, that's good. Jyoti knows it. So byte is like 8 bits. Okay, and bit is nothing but 0 or 1. Okay, it can have 2 values only, 0 or 1. Okay, it's like a switch which is on or off, right? So 8-bit information is stored like this. Like this is a value like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and how it is evaluated is again 2 to the power of 0. Okay, plus 2 to the power of 1. Okay, plus 2 to the power of 2, and so on. Okay, up till until like it is 2 to the power of 8. Okay, and 2 to the power of 8 is 128. Okay, so it's 128 plus 64 plus 32 plus so on. So the total sum of all the values, and basically 0 is nothing but it's the value right here, right? So you say like 0 into right here. So if I'm storing the value of 0, 1, 1, so it will be like 1 into. So if it is 0 into means like it's a 0 value. If it is 1, then yes, it is considered 1 into like this. So this is how the value is stored, right? Okay. So basically the values can be stored between the range of 0 to 255. Okay, that is what is the basic concept is. Like in 1 byte of information, you can store up to 255 characters. Okay, and which is very sufficient for most of our languages, and every character has an ASCII value corresponding to it. So an example is like 65 is capital A, 90 is capital Z. Okay, 97 is small a, 122 is small z, 48 is 0. 48 ASCII value is means 0, and 9 is 57 ASCII. Okay, so every character that you have has a corresponding ASCII value. So Jyoti is asking, do we really need to remember this? The answer is no, you don't have to remember it. Oracle provides a very simple way of identifying what the ASCII value is, and the example is right here. Select ASCII of n from dual. Okay, so when I execute this, you can see what is the ASCII value corresponding to it. Okay, and if I put the complete word F10, I mean it will not give you the ASCII value of the entire letter, but it's going to give the ASCII value of the first letter only, not But as you can see, I mean it's like 77 plus some value and so on, right? If you know the ASCII value and you want to find what is the character behind it, you can use the CHR function. So select CHR90 from dual. Okay, so it tells you that okay, Z is what is capital Z is stored in the 90 ASCII value. Okay, so every character has an ASCII value, whether it is a tab, ampersand, percentage symbol, everything. You can find out ASCII value of anything that you would want. Okay, like let's say I want to know the ASCII value of ampersand right here. Okay, so it is 38. So 38 is the value. Okay. If I want to know the ASCII value of, let's say, $sign, okay, so it is 36. So even the carriage return enter has a value of ASCII value of 13, so everything has a ASCII value corresponding to it. Okay, a good question from Anita. Are these commands case sensitive? No, Oracle is not case sensitive. However, the data is case sensitive. Okay, so what it means is, if I put capital N or small n, it does make a difference. So if I instead of A, if I write it as small a, then yeah, it is data is case sensitive. So I will not get the correct results. So if I execute this, I will not get any employees. Okay, but if I put it as correctly as A, then I will get the result. So data is case sensitive, but Oracle command is not. If I put between in the lower case, it doesn't matter. Uppercase, it doesn't matter. Mixed case, it doesn't matter. I can even put E as small letter and it will still work the same. Okay, so it does not really matter. It's not case sensitive. Okay. And yeah, so yes, you have to remember all these syntaxes. It's very important that you remember these syntaxes, and that's the whole point of this class. The syntax as well, what are the keywords used for, how they're used, what is the right query or what is the right clause to be used, what is the difference between distinct, versus between versus where clause, and how you write the queries. It's very important you know the concepts as well as you remember it. Okay, so and if your concepts are clear, I think it will be easier to remember. All right. In the last query, I did select CHR90 from dual. Okay, so what is a dual actually? Why do we use dual? And this is one table which will be very much used in your SQL world. Okay. Shesha, you do not need to know the ASCII values, but if you really need to, know what the ASCII values are, what the concepts of ASCII value, that's what I was trying to tell. Difference between selecting name between A and N versus A and M. Okay, that's what I was trying to tell. But also you need to remember the concept. Okay, what does A means and what does N means, and why is between clause for A and N is also working, and for 1100 and 1600 is working. So that's the idea here. All right, so we were talking about the dual table. Okay, what is a dual table? So dual table is nothing but it's more like a dummy table. Okay, so if I do a select star from dual, it just gives me a column called dummy with a value of X in it. Okay, so only one column and one value in it. Okay, so any hard-coded value that we want to select, we can just do it. Like say select sysdate from dual, okay, which will tell you the system date, and it's like 2nd February 2014 at 10:10 a.m. Okay. If you want to select user sysdate from dual, you can also select that. Okay, so because we want to see only one instance of that, because user is like a constant value, is a system value, sysdate is a system value, so we just want to see only one instance of that. That's why we use dual table. We can do the same thing from the employee table also. I can write, instead of dual, I can write select user sysdate from employee and execute this query. The only difference is the same information is repeating for every row. Okay, because there are 14 rows in employee table. That's why the information returns 14 times. But we don't really need to see it 14 times. Okay, we don't want to use distinct values, because there's no point in ask Oracle to first produce the duplicate value and then ask for a distinct value. So we just want a single value. That's why the dual table is used. Select user sysdate from dual. You can use any constant value also, like 500 from Dual. So, and it is very much used in PL SQL, and when we come to PL SQL, you will understand it even more. So that's what a dual table is used. And they do ask, like, what is dual table used in the interviews. Okay. Any questions? All right. Let's talk about the in clause. And in clause, the syntax is like this: select star from employee where employee number in, and then you can give multiple values: 7902, 7566, 7788. Okay. Similarly, you can write select star from employee where job is in clerk or manager. Every string value has to be enclosed in a single quote. Okay. So I can send you these queries, and here you can look at it. You can execute these queries and see. So Shrestha just asked me the question: is dual table inbuilt database of Oracle? Yes, it is actually. Dual table is owned by sys or system. I think one of the user. And yeah, it is in sys. So yeah, Oracle database, when it is installed, the dual table will always be available to you. And typically you cannot alter it, you cannot drop it, you cannot do any changes to this table. Try these in clause. So Jyoti is asking me a question: will I get these commands document to practice later after the class? Yes, Jyoti. What I'm gonna do is, this SQL file that you're looking at, I'll be sending this over to everybody in this group. Okay, and you can use these for your practice. However, I mean, I still expect that you're taking some of your own notes and you can add it to this file later on for your own use benefit, and also doing a lot of hands-on while in the class as well as after the class. Okay, anybody who's still working on these clause, these two queries? Any questions? All right, so let's say I ran this query, select star from employee where job is in clerk and manager and department in 10 and 20. Okay, so let's say I run this query. So I can see manager as in department number 20. There are two managers. One is in department number 20, one is in department number 10, and clerk is also in 10 and 20. Okay. However, I want the data, department number, all the clerks of department number 10 and all the managers of department number 20. Okay. So how do I get that? So it's like a combination. Okay, 10 and clerk, 20 and manager. So how do I do that? Using the in clause. Okay. So the way to write it is select star from employee where job comma department number, okay, in a bracket, in clerk comma 10. So all the clerks of department number 10 and all the managers of department number 12. So if I execute this query, you can see only two records are being shown. There's only one manager in department number 20 and only one clerk in department number 10, which is actually correct if we compare it with this value. So there's only um, there's only one clerk in department number 10 and one manager in department number 20. Okay, or we can flip it also, like I want manager of department number 10 only. So if I execute this, I'll get manager of department number 10 and two clerks of department number 20. So basically you can also do a combination values like job comma department. And here's a query if you would like. Again, Oracle is more like mathematics, right? I mean, it's very logical and very mathematical. Okay. Okay, moving on. The next command is like operator. Okay, like operator is used where you don't know the exact string. So an example is like I want all the employees select star from employee where employee name like S percentage. Okay, like right there. So we want all the employees who starts with an S. Okay, so how you write it? The keyword is select star from employee where employee name like operator and in single quote S percentage. Okay, so there are only two wildcard. This is called as a wildcard percentage, and it works only with the like operator. If you do an equal to, then a percentage will be taken as a string, not as a wildcard. Okay, so there are only two of them. One is a percentage, and one is an underscore. Okay, so percentage means zero or more character. Okay, so it means like even if it is something is equal to just S or has got any number of characters after S will be inclusive. Okay, and underscore means one character. An example of underscore is like, let's say I want to find all the names whose second character is A. Okay, so I'll do like this. Select start from employee where employee name like underscore A percentage. Okay, so when I execute this, I can see all the employees with the name as A. The second character of the word is A. Okay, all right. Any question on the like operator? So Shrestha, you're asking what if we write the in query after where? Is that wrong syntax? Well, you always have to have, I mean, where condition has to have like a, columns and then the in clause kind of thing. Okay. All right. So this query is going to give me all the employees whose second character is A. Okay. Can anybody give me a query which can find that the second last character of the name is A? I want to know all the employees whose second last character is A. or it can be E actually, like Alan, the second last character is E, Jones, the second last character is E. So I want to know all the employees whose second last character is E. Yep, Shesha, you're correct. Yep, Priyanka, you're right. I would recommend, like, when you're giving the answer, don't give it to entire audience, just give it to me so that, everybody else get a chance to respond. Okay. So that's a correct answer. If you want to, get the second last character, then all you have to do is just put this query because percentage means any number of characters after that and then underscore, or I'll make it as E because that will give me some results. Otherwise A is not giving me any results. Nobody has got like second last character as A. So here it is. I mean, irrespective how many number of characters are there before that, the second last character is E. So again, E underscore. Okay. If you want to find all the names which has got double A in it, in their names, like two A's, we can do %A, %A, %. So there's only one guy, Adams, who has got, two A's in their name. So you can use any combination of percent and underscore. Again, percentage is 0 or more characters and underscore is 1 character. Okay. And which can be any character. So even a period or ampersand or dollar sign, they're all characters. So it can be any character at all. Okay. And if you want to get the third last character as A, then I have to just put underscore twice. Okay. So then it will give me all the employees whose third last character is A. So Ward, Blake, the third last character is A. Anita, I didn't get your question. Can you show MW? Okay. I think you got it. So,
Yeah, I got it now.
okay.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, again, make it as interactive as possible and ask me any questions if anybody else also have. Null values. Okay, so what are null values? Null values are like kind of blank values, and as you can see here, the commission is like null in many cases. Okay, null means there are no values assigned to it, right? It's totally blank. Okay, so can a comparison operator work on it? So if I want to find out all the employees whose commission is equal to null, is null. So how do I do that? Can I use it with a mathematical operator like this? The answer is no. So null values you can never use an equal to, less than, greater than, any kind of mathematical operation, or like, multiply by 12 or divide by 12 or plus 1, even if you try to do plus 1 or plus 10, it's going to give you a null value. So null value always returns a null value and it cannot have a comparison operator. So how do we handle this null value? So there's a keyword called is null. So rather than equal to null, we have to write select star from employee where commission is null. Okay. So this is the keyword, select star from employee where commission is null. And as you can see, all the employees where commission is null is being shown here. So which are 10 records right here. And if you want like is not null, then you just have to write is not null right here. So all the employees, and again 0 is not a null value, so that's why 0 is also returned right here. So if you would like to try it, like right here are the queries. And again, is keyword only goes where null it does not go with any other, with any other value. So you cannot write commission is, 100. You have to put equal to 100 or less than 100 or greater than 100 or something like that. You cannot use keyword is. Shresha, null and blank values are not different. I mean, blank is like if you have a blank space, then it is not a null value. Okay, a blank space is a value. Okay, null means it's totally blank. There's nothing in it. That is a null value. Not even a blank space. So if you're confused between a blank space and null, then yes, those two things are different. But blank means not even a blank space, then it is a null. I hope that clarifies it. But I can just write it here. Okay, so Riyanka is asking how do we check the blank space? We can check like there are a couple of ways you can check. You can say like select length, okay, of like let's say value commission, okay, from do, sorry, from EMP table. So when you do a length, then it will tell you how many characters are there. So as you can see for null values, there's a character. So basically what you usually do is commission, comma, blank, right, like this. Or you can also write like something like this, okay, select start from employee where ename like, give a blank space and put percentage, and then, or ename like percentage blank space like this. So you can get all the names like this. And if you want to remove those blank spaces, you can use trim command. There's a trim command. Select trim ename from employee. So that will remove all the previous blank spaces and the leading blank spaces, both blank spaces at either end of a string. And I can show you an example like right here. Like let's say if I'll just use dual table here and then some keyword like let's say I'm putting like blank spaces right here, and just to show you, if I don't put it like this, I put the string right here and execute this. So as you can see, I mean, like there's no blank spaces after the string or before the string, whereas here there are blank spaces before the string and after the string. And again, L trim is only from the left hand side and R trim is only from the right hand side. Okay, so yeah, so give it a try. I mean, you can try it like right here. So L trim is for left hand side and R trim is for right hand side. So when you execute this again, as you can see, this rtrim is only removing the blank space from the right hand side, whereas ltrim is removing, it has got leading spaces still. That's what is the ltrim, rtrim, and trim. Okay, anyway. All right, next topic is order by. Order by, so right now when we do a select start from employee, I mean, there's no ordering. The data is like retrieved as it is stored in the database, okay? And we can never find out how the Oracle is returning. It's usually stored by row IDs. Row ID is nothing but it's a physical address, and we'll talk about that in performance tuning more. But row ID is like every row of data has a physical address in the database. That is what is row ID. So however it is stored in the database, that's how it is returned. But if you want to give any kind of ordering, let's say I want to order it by name, I want all the A's come first and B's come next. So I'll just say select start from employee order by e-name. Okay, and if I want to do it in the descending, if I don't give it descending, then okay, so as you can see, all the A's are coming first, then B, C's, and then so the name is in the order of the first character, A, B, C, the alphabetical order. And if I do a descending order, then it means that all the higher letters would come. W is coming first, then T and S, and so on. Okay, and again, this is based on the ASCII values. Remember that. So if somebody's letter is small a, then it will come, even on top of W. So that's why it's important to know, what the ASCII values are and what difference would it make, in those order conditions or order by conditions. You want to make it case sensitive or not case sensitive, and so on. Okay. You can also give, various combination. Let's say you want to do it order by department number, but salary descending. So you want all the highest salary on the top. Okay. So an example is right here. All the department number 10 are coming on the top. Okay. But salaries are descending order. So 5,000, then 2,450, and then 1,300 for department number 10. Similarly for 20, these are the 6 records right here. Starts with 3,000, 3,000, then 2,925. So it's descending order of salary. Same thing goes for 30. So first column and then ordering it by the second column. That's what it is. If you want to give both of them as descending, you can also do that. So it's just that now 30 department is coming on the top, then 20, and then 10, and then salaries are also from highest to lower. But again, ordering will always happen on first column first and then on the next column. Okay, if you flip it, then all the salaries will be first ordered and then the department number. So it's always like that. Another example is like, the first ordering is on job and then the employee name. So all the analysts on the top, then all the clerks, then manager, president, salesman. Okay. You can also order by the column position. So let's say select start from employee where, order by 3. So which means the third column right here, okay. I can make it as like fifth column. If I say fifth column is going to be higher date, so F10. So as you can see, all the ordering is on the fifth column, which is the higher date. So you can even give the position also, and again the position can differ. So let's say if I say select higher date, department number, salary, e-name. So if I say order by 3, 3 does not mean they're ordering in the how it is stored in the table, but it means how it has been retrieved. So if my query is like select these four columns, then the ordering is only on the salary because salary is the third column. So as you can see here, 800 is the first, 950, 1100, and so on. So the ordering is on the salary. On the third column, that is being retrieved. And you can also do a mix of queries. Okay, like right here, 5 descending and salary, 5 descending and salary descending. So first is the hire date, and then within the hire date is the department, is the salary information. So actually it's not a good example, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'll do 8 is the department number, so I'm doing, so I'm doing the ordering on the department number first, and then the salary descending like this. So default is ascending order, and if you put descending, then it is descending order. But default is always ascending. You can optionally put ascending, ASC, but you need not put it ascending also. You can just okay. If you would like to try these two queries, it would be great. Okay, so Jyoti is asking, so I start from employee order by 5. Okay, so you're kind of confused with it, right? It's the 5th column, right? I mean, first column is employee number, second is employee name, third is job, fourth is manager, and fifth is hire date. So the ordering, when you say order by 5, it is ordering on the 5th column in your select statement. Okay, so that's why it is ordering all the 1980s coming first, then the 81, and again it is like, February, then comes the April, then comes the May, June, August, December, November, and then December, right here. So Jyoti, are you still confused by 5? And Shresha, you're correct. So the order sorts the condition we write first and apply second on it. Yep. So when you do the order, yes. So as many number of columns that you get, it always goes like first ordering on this, then ordering on this, then next ordering, and so on. So, and also if you're specifying, like an example is like this, so it checks what column, how many columns you are having, and then it applies your like salary, and let's say 2 descending, something like this, or you can say 2 descending and then salary, right? You can also put it like this. Yeah, Jyoti, you're correct. It orders by year, month, date, everything on the 5th column, not just by the year. Shresha, yes. I mean, you're ordering only on the columns that you're selecting when you're using the position. But if you want to, like, let's say you're not even selecting employee number, then yeah, I mean, you can do an employee number right here. Then you have to give it by name. I mean, like, let's say, employee number. This is also perfectly fine. I mean, although you won't see the difference right now, but the columns that you're not even selecting, you can still do an order by on that. Okay, Shresha, you didn't understand that. Okay, let me show you a query. Actually, let me make another query here. Okay, so okay, so let's not talk about the position, but let's do select. Okay, order by salary. Okay, I'll just put this query. Okay, and I'll also say employee number. Okay. So I'm doing the ordering on the salary. So Smith is coming on the top, then James and Adams and Ward. So let's look at empty like the smaller chunk only. Okay. So let's say I remove salary from a select statement. Okay. All right. So what would happen now? I want the result to be salary, order by salary, but I'm not selecting salary in my select statement. It, I mean, it works because, I mean, it's still reading the table. Okay, it still does the sorting. You know, it does not have to query that record or display that record. Okay, even though it is sorting on that. Okay, so you would still see when I run this query, it will still show Smith, James, Adams, Ward. Okay, let's look at this query right here. So you can still see Smith, James, Adams, Ward, the same exact sort criteria that even though we are not selecting salary. Yeah, you're correct. It is done internally by Oracle processor, or it internally still selects that salary, um, but yeah, it does not display that. So Jyoti, you're asking, in real projects when working, do we need to remember all these commands and structure? Yes, you have to remember all these commands, these structures. What are the different intricacies are. What are the different differences are. What is the right command to use, and so on. So that's what this whole training is all about. Okay, to tell you the various ways, give you all the tools and everything, and then have you, work on it as much as possible. Okay. Yeah, sure, Shresha. Okay, the difference between SQL and PL SQL. PL SQL is a programming language. Okay, so SQL statement is just one select statement. So you select it, you get the value, and then you're done. But PL SQL is a programming language. It's a it stands for procedural language. So an example is, let's say you want to give a salary increment of you want to give some kind of conditions, like let's say you want to give a salary of 10% increase for the clerks, but only to the clerks if he's earning salary less than 1,000. If it is he's earning greater than 1,000, then you want to give a salary increment of 8% only. Okay, then for the managers you want to see the higher date. Okay, so if the higher date is before 1981, say August 81, then you want to give a salary increment of 15%. If it is after 81, then you want to give a salary increment of 12%. So like various conditions, okay, which is the real business scenario, okay. So because not everybody is the same, not every record is the same, you want to put like more conditions, more criterias, and process those records accordingly. That's where PL SQL comes into picture. Okay, you give various if conditions, loop conditions, criterias, and conditionally update those records and so on. So it's a lot more logic than just by writing simple select statements. Shresha, I mean, don't worry about right now, more about it. So just focus on these for what I'm covering, and again for the next class again, practice everything, and you know, and ask me other questions. Whatever questions you might have, feel free to ask these. These are good questions, so keep asking, but just don't look at um, too in depth into some things that has not been covered yet. Okay. Do you guys want a 5 minutes break? Okay. All right, let's take a 5 minutes break. It's 10:47 Central Time, so let's meet at 10:52. Okay, please come back on time. Okay, I'm back. So, anybody has any other questions you can ask? All right, so let's continue. So next topic is about the functions. Okay, until now we have covered just basic select statements. Okay, select where condition, distinct values, null values, and all we can do in a simple select statement. Okay. Next topic is talking about the functions. Functions are like kind of built-in functions or inbuilt functions that Oracle provides. An example is like right here, select lower employee name, upper employee name, minute cap, and if I run this query, I can get the data as I wanted, like everything in lowercase, everything in uppercase, everything in like first character of every word in uppercase. That's how it is. So these are all the functions that are available in Oracle database and can be used, and they can be categorized into 6 categories right here: string or character functions, number functions, date functions, conversion functions, group functions, and analytic functions. So I'll get started. And again, if you have questions, feel free to ask. The first is the string and character functions. So it basically works on the string values. An example is like select lower employee name, upper employee name, and init cap. You can put it on from the dual also, like this is a test, this is tests, like this, and you can see the the output also. Everything in uppercase here, everything in lowercase, and every first character of every word is in uppercase by init cap. That's how it works. Next is LPAD and RPAD. Okay, so basically what LPAD and RPAD does is it adds blank spaces. Okay, like the trim was to eliminate the blank spaces. LPAD and RPAD is to add blank spaces. Okay, so example is like right here. So when you do an LPAD, it adds on the left hand side. So the entire string length becomes 20. Okay, so that's the whole point here. Okay, and RPAD. So what I'm doing is RPAD 20, and I'm concatenating it with an @ symbol, just to show you that that there are blank spaces in between these letters. So syntax is simple. Select LPAD, the string that you want to pad, how many characters you want to make that entire string to be. Okay, and again, the value becomes constant. So if it is like a 5-letter word like here in Smith, it will have 15 blank spaces. If it's a 4-letter, then it will have 16 blank spaces. So if I copy it, copy any of this value, like let's say right here, you can see Smith is showing up here, and then again, if I click on word, it shows up here. So everything is like 20 character, and I got a scale here, enabled, so you can see like 20 characters. So that's how LPAD and RPAD works. Okay. You also have a third optional condition here, which is the string. So instead of blank spaces, if you want to pad it by stars, we can also do that. So select LPAD employee name 20 with a star, and again RPAD with star. You can get the values right here. So instead of blank spaces, it is star, which is being filled up values. Okay. Um, One more thing to note is because the entire string is only 20 characters. So I mean, if I have to only pad only 3 characters, which means actually I'm truncating. I just want 3 character length. Okay. So basically what this string will do, it will only pick up the first 3 characters. Okay. So an example is like right here. If I say, employee name 3, then it is just picking up the first 3 characters because it does not find enough characters or enough value to pad anything, right? So it just picks up the first 3 characters. Whether it is LPAD or RPAD, it does not make any difference. It just picks up the first 3 characters. And I mean, if it is not 3 characters, like an example is like hard-coded value is A, then it is 3. You can see those stars right here. So so why don't you try these queries on your machines and see if you're getting good result. Let me know once you're done or have any questions. Yeah, Shresha, the reason why the last query is not showing is because the limit is 3 characters, right? Whenever you're using LPAD and RPAD, the second parameter is how many number of characters you want to show, right? So if the string itself is longer than the padding that you need, then what Oracle would do, it will truncate that to those characters. Okay. So basically what LPAD and RPAD means is like give me that portion of the string and padded by blank space or padded by a star if it is not sufficient. That's what it is. So the reason when we put 3, actually let me also put e-name right here. So as you can see, all the names are greater than 3 characters, right? Okay, but LPAD I want only up to 3 characters. So that's why it is just picking up the first 3 characters of the name. Does that make sense, Shrestha? Okay, Anita, which part did you not get it? You can unmute and ask me.
I'm getting an error over there.
Oh, you're getting an error while writing the query?
Yeah.
Um,
Showing
can
from
you
keyword not found where expected. It is showing this error.
can you do a copy paste rather than writing the query?
Okay, fine.
There might be some syntax mistake.
Okay, or shall I share my screen? Is it okay?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Yeah, this is what I got it. Can
Okay, I hope you guys are able to run the query. So in the in string, after the two parameters like the input string, the search string, you can also specify the start position, which is number 6 here. So instead of starting from the first position, I want to start searching from the 6th position right here. So it will ignore the first first 5 character, which is like right here, and it will start searching, for the S from the 6th position. So as you can see, I'm doing the same string. So earlier it was giving 4, and now because it is ignoring the first 5 character and started searching from the 6th string, it finds another S at the 7th position right here. So that's why it is giving me a 7 value. Okay. Now if you want to look at the occurrence, so then the second character would be the occurrence. So select in string, this is a test, and I want to start from the 6th position, but I want to get the second occurrence of it. Okay. So when I execute this query, so it starts from the 6th position, which is like right here. Okay, it searches from this. So it finds the first occurrence of S, it ignores that, it still searches and moves on and finds out the second occurrence of S. Okay, so that's why it returns 13. If I try to look at for the 13 occurrence, third occurrence of that, it will return me 0 because it does not find a third occurrence of S after the 6th position. Okay, but if I do the position as 1, then yes, it will find out the third occurrence and it will give me the value of 13. Okay, so it's just that, so what is the start position and what is the occurrence that you want to search for. The next two parameters would control that: in string, search string, start position, occurrence. Another example for this is like, let's say the input string is something like this, PEM 1000 and then the keyword. So somebody has stored the data, which is like a concatenated value of like, like this. This is a concatenated value that has been given to you. Okay. Now you want to get the employee number, the employee name from this string. Okay. So the comma is a separation value. So how would I find that? So first thing is like I want to start from I want to do a substring, okay, starting from the first position, but only extract as much as I find the comma. Okay, so I search for a comma inside the string, okay, and do a -1, do a -1 because I want only up till here. So if you execute this query, let me send it to you and then try to read it and see if you're able to understand this or if you have any questions. But basically, this is a very good example of how you use a substring and an in string as a combination. Okay. So it's basically what I'm doing is one set of data and splitting it into two different columns in this query. Okay, so again, just to clarify, this string right here. So let's say the data is you're getting it in this, and what you want to do is comma can be anywhere, right? It can be anywhere in this string. So you want to split this column into two different columns, right? So basically, depending on where the comma is. So first thing is you have to identify where the comma is there. So which is in string is going to help you. So if this is my input string, I'm searching for a comma. Okay, so that will tell me the position of the comma. Now you want to do a substring to get every information before the comma in my first column, and in the second part I want everything after this comma, right? That's what you want to do. So to get before the comma in the substring, you will do the substring starting from the first position, and how many characters you want? You want the number of characters to be the occurrence of comma minus 1. So where the comma is, let's say comma is on 10th position, you want the first 9 characters then, the first 9 characters. If the comma is on 20th position, then I want the first 19 characters, because the 20th position is where the comma is, so I don't want comma. Okay, so that's why I start from the first position, I search for the comma, and then go one less than that. Okay, so that will give me the employee number right here. Okay, now to extract the string after the comma, so again I'm doing the substring, but now this time what I'm gonna do the substring is to get for the next comma. Okay, I mean start from the word after the comma. Okay, so now my start position is not 1. Now my start position is where the comma is plus 1, and get the rest of the string. So that's why you can get the second name as Smith. Okay, so when I execute this, I can see two set of data, one column, but now it could be divided into two. All right. Next is a replace command, a replace function. Replace. So an example is like this is a test. I want to remove all the S from this. So when I execute this, you can see like the output. It has all the S has been removed from this. So it is THI space IE. Okay. If I want to replace S with an ST, or I want to remove only ST, then it's going to remove only the ST, so not just S. Okay, so S is retained here. This is a TE now. ST has been removed, the entire string. Now let's say I want to replace S with another something star $sign. Okay, so how do I do that? I'll say select replace. This is the task, and then replace it with a stars dollar. Okay, so as you can see, THI star dollar, I star dollar instead of S. So I'm replacing one character with more than one character, and which is also absolutely fine. Okay, so in the output I can just replace the values. So that's what the replace command is. Either you want to remove the value, remove that string entirely, or you want to remove that string with some other string. That's it. Okay. A lot of time they ask you a question. The next function is translate, and a lot of time they ask a question that, okay, what is the difference between a replace and translate? And let me explain what translate does. Okay, translate takes 3 parameters. Okay, this is the input string. Okay, this is the key. Okay, and then this is what it is going to evaluate. So basically how it means is like A, B, C, D, I, S, T. So it replaces by by single character, not by the string. Okay, replace command works on the string. It replaces the entire string. Here it does it by the string, but it checks like, okay, what it means is all the A's will be replaced by 1. Okay, all the B's will be replaced by 2. All the C will be replaced by 3. All the D will be replaced by 4. All the I will be replaced by 7. All the S will be replaced by 8. All the T will be replaced by 9. Okay, so that's why when I execute this query, this is a test, all the I will be replaced by 7, S will be replaced by 8, and all the T will be replaced by 9. Okay, and again, it is case sensitive. That's why capital T is not there in this list. That's why capital T is retained. Only the small t is affected. Okay, so that's why the output is T. For H, there is no corresponding mapping here. Okay, I, it has been replaced by 7. S has been replaced by 8. Okay, is again I is 7, S is 8. Okay, is A, so A has been replaced by the value 1, so this is a 1 right here. And again, test, T is small letters here, so it is 9E89. Okay, so that's how translate works. It works on one character, replacing each one character at a time. Okay, now there could be a possibility that the number of character here is more and the number of character here is less. Okay, so an example is like right here. So for T there is 9, but for H there is no corresponding value, which just means like there's a null value right here. Okay, so in this case what it will do is it will remove all the H from it. So when I execute this, you can see that second character was H, so H is now gone. It has not been replaced by anything else, but it has been removed from the string. Okay, so select translate. This is a test. Okay, so if you want to try it, here are the queries. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so let's see. If you have any questions, again, otn.oracle.com is the key. So let me go back to the Oracle documentation and show you. Okay, so let's say I want to go to the home page and I click on the SQL reference right here. I can see all the functions has been listed here. Okay, if I click on it, it tells me all the functions like numeric functions, string functions, character functions. So if I click on it, I can see all of them: chr, concat, initcap, lower, lpad, rtrim. I'm showing all the important ones, but there are even more than that. So if you want any more information, let's say for substring, right? You can click on it, and it gives you kind of an explanation. What is the purpose? It also gives some examples right here. Okay, so it gives you again a lot of information. And again, if you want more on it, you can expand it like on the left hand side, or you can click on any of the other functions, like let's say chr function, if you want some information on the chr function. So it tells you. Okay, all right, translate. Next function is a decode function, and it's a very important function, decode, and it's very frequently used. And let me explain what decode function does. It's an if and else if condition. Okay. Let me show you an example first. So what I want to do is, in my select statement, I want to show all the department number 10 as HR, all the department number 20 as operations, and all the department number 30 as accounting. Okay. So the syntax goes like this, like decode the input string or the input value, which is department number, and it says, okay, if this value is equal to 10, then return this. If it is equal to 20, then return this. If it is equal to 30, then return this. So basically, if and return type are like in pairs. Okay, that's how it works. You know, the input string, if it is this, then return this. If it is this, then return this. If this is this, then return this, like this. Okay, that's how it works. And if you want to see the output, like right here. So you can notice like all the department number 20 is now operations, 20 operations, 20 operations. So I don't even need to select department number here, but I'm selecting it just to show you like how the decode function is working for that department number. Okay. And also, let's say if I skip this value 30 accounting, like I can give a default value like right here. So it's the same thing. Department number 10 is HR, 20 is operations. For 30, I want to say unknown, like which just means it's a default value. For any of the values which are outside these values, I just want to show it as unknown. So as you can see, for 30, it is now showing as default value. And if I don't give the default value, then it will be returned by null. So in this example, you can see that the null values are being displayed. Okay. I also put up the decode condition here. So the value, if it is this, then return value, if it is return value, and it can be any number of conditions, and in the end, it's a default value. So that's the syntax. Again, it's not mandatory to put the default value. But if you would like to try the queries, it's right here. Go ahead and give it a try on your machines. No, Priyanka, the unknowns are not excluded. It's not a where condition. It's just the output condition. So they are not excluded. They're just shown as unknown. It's a default value. The one below that is just giving the null values right here, you know. Because it's not a matching criteria, so it just return a null value. The decode statement does not find a matching value, so it returns a null value. Basically, that's how it is. Okay, if I understood the decode statement, there's one drawback in decode statement, like you cannot have less than or greater than sign or any between clause in the decode statement. It has to be an exact value. So you cannot say department number between 0 and 20, then return this and so on. Um, so there's another case statement available, and it's available from 9i onwards. The latest is 12c database. It's way far. Because after 9i came the 10G, then the 11G, and now it's 12c database. We are working on the 11G database. But case statement has been available for since 9i onwards. And it's again an if and else if condition, very similar to decode, but the syntax goes different. So let's say as a statement is like this: select salary, comma job. If the salary is less than 1,000, then I want to say low salary. Okay, when salary is between 1,000 and 3,000, and job and salesman and clerk, then medium salary. Otherwise, it's a high salary. Okay, so you can have like multiple if conditions, else if conditions, or like operators, any of the in operators, and so on. Like here I'm using in, I'm using a between clause. You can use a less than, greater than symbol. So basically, depending on that, it will return it. So if I execute the statement, sorry. So it tells me, okay, this is a low salary clerk. These are medium salary because it's between 1,000 and 3,000, and the job is salesman or clerk. So these are medium salary, otherwise it's a high salary. The syntax is always like this, case. You can also put a condition here also, and I'll show you in a minute. So, and then the when this, then return this, when this, then return this. Else is like a default value, return this, and then you put an end to it. As you can see, there's no, because of there's no alias name, but I can put an alias name, and I can say, okay, it's derived cell or type, derived cell type, and execute this. The column name is now a derived salary type. So basically, you're putting an alias after the case statement. You can do the similar thing for the decode statement also, put an alias after that. Give it a try on your machine, this case statement. Okay, no questions, then I'll move on. There are two other functions, NVL and NVL2 functions. These two functions work on the null values. An example is like this, like select commission and NVL commission. So basically if commission is null, then return it, replace it by -100, like that. That's what it means. So if I execute this command, you can see like wherever the null values are, the output is actually -100. So it's like a default value. Okay, so it's basically changing the return. NVL is like whenever it is null, then return the value as the second parameter. Otherwise, leave it as null. Leave it as the same value. So 0 is returned as 0, 300 is returned as 300, 500 is 500. Okay. And how we use it is like select star for employee where commission is less than 100. Let's say, you want to execute this query, you get only one employee, but you also want to include the null values. So you can say NVL commission comma 0 is less than 100. So you're getting even the null values as well as the 0 values right here. So again, you're putting the NVL condition in the where condition, not in the main query. Okay, main query still is returning null values for the commission. Okay. NVL2 returns, takes three parameters, and what it means, it's more like decode statement. What it says is commission, if it is not null, then return this. If it is null, then return this. So basically, it's just like switching between the two values, right? And so here it is. It is giving either 100 or -100. That's what it is. That's how the NVL2 works. But you can like you can even write like commission into 12, or otherwise you can say like something like this. So you can say like annual commission or whatever. So you can even do like you can read back the same value and do some mathematical operator or any concatenation anything and return the value. All right, any question on any of this? Let's try this question otherwise. Okay. I'm sending you this question. Give me the queries only to me. No, don't post it to the entire audience. Just send me your query output. What would be your expected query, or how would you write a query to get me this result? And I want an answer from each of you, please. Anika, I think I didn't get the entire query from you. Okay. Anybody who could give me a solution? Okay, Priyanka, you've given me. That's fine, Riyanka. Yeah, your query output is correct. So you have handled the scenario. Okay. What you have done is absolutely right. It's fine. The data may not be correct or not. There are two things that you also need to do. One is the employees hired in 1981. Okay, and then there should be an order by clause. So give it a try. It cannot be ordered by salary. It has to be ordered by the new column actually. Everybody, can you please mute your microphones? So Ravna, your query only handles one scenario. Can you complete your query and give me the complete one?